deer right there is bigger than the last one I shot?
A little bit. This farm is like, I mean, it has just got the vibe. It's got all kinds of cover.
So we put in for our deer tags for the whole family, me, Ash, little Bobby, and luckily Ashley drew this year. She drew that second gun we put in for second gun because of the full moon that landed a couple days into that season. And as luck had it, we had really awesome late season weather. And now this farm, the Monroe 369, it's in Monroe County, Iowa, zone 5. And it is just a dream late season farm. This farm's got 3-side access. It feels even bigger than it is. It all rolls to one big bowl. And we had basically 3 just huge late season food setups of standing beans. We even fenced in some areas so that they wouldn't annihilate them, and those beans were, you know, 3 times taller than the rest of the field. So we had some brassicas planted, and these fields, as you'll see in the video, were loaded with deer, and we had that ice storm hit. So worried we weren't gonna be able to get up there, but as luck had it, the roads were super clear all the way to like the last mile or 2 from the farm. A little sketchy, but we made it to the pasture for a nice straight shot in down the fence line. So a couple weeks before late season, I ran around to a bunch of farms, and I pulled about, we were done hunting in Illinois because we were out of our tags, and or I was tagged out, and I grabbed about, I think, 14 or 16 cameras off everything, and I went up to the Monroe 369, and I literally just plastered these fields because they were so big. You know, I just had to, there was not super good pinches to kind of get this intel, so I just plastered it with cameras. I had double cameras on some stakes, and the picture started rolling in. This buck, we had one picture, I believe, of this buck in a scrape. It wasn't a great picture a few weeks prior. So I was trying to get better eyes on him. And I think it was maybe the first morning in daylight after the cameras were out, we got some good pictures of him. And, you know, he looked super mature. You know, obviously late, they start losing weight and their stomach starts sucking in, but he had that real red head and gray face. Definitely looked like at least a 5-year-old deer. And so, you know, things were looking good for Ash's hunt.
Alrighty, it's opening day of second shotgun in Iowa. Ash drew the covenant tag. And on our way to the Monroe farm, we got lucky. This ice storm, it was icy last night, but the temperatures warmed up around 10 in the morning, kind of stopped freezing, so the roads are okay, but it's still pretty good conditions to get this deer out in these beans in daylight tonight. December 14th.
All right, so it's December 14th, opening day, second gun. We applied for her second gun tag because tomorrow's a full moon, so we weren't gonna be able to hunt a ton of days probably because of the kids and babysitter situation. So luckily we got really good weather for this first sit. It's rainy, it was icy all night, the day before the full moon. So somehow we got in here without any deer in the field. As you can probably tell from the video footage, this farm is like, I mean, it has just got the vibe. It's got all kinds of cover. It's got these cedar thickets just scattered and hidden everywhere. That's what's cool about this part of Iowa. You're right on the line before you start getting a lot of cedars in a western feel, and combined with like the Midwest type feel, and it just, everything rolls to a bowl, and there's so many layers to this farm. It just looks awesome. It's like all the old school hunting videos in Iowa late season, with these high ridges with food and the deer just pop up on them.
There's a buck.
Big one?
No. Right at the back, do you see?
That one you saw. He's got a really long brow tine. He's a 165-inch deer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Should I shoot him?
It's a nice one. I say, is that a big one? She says, no.
That deer right there is bigger than the last one I shot.
A little bit.
Are we schnoods for not even caring about it?
No, we're deer managers. He's a 4-year-old. He's going to be a giant for whoever buys this place.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
You know, so at the end of the field we were hunting in, it rolled down and I saw him come up and break over the crest of that hill kind of later in the evening, and he started coming towards us and then he peeled off right down into the woods. And the only thing I can think, he was probably over the rise feeding for a while and he was just ready to go back to bed in the weather. And so he peeled off and that was it for night one as far as Mr. Big Deer was concerned. So the next day the weather kind of got warmer. The kids had school and we opted to kind of be a little bit patient and wait. That was on the weekend. I think it was on Saturday, and we waited till Wednesday. We had another Magic X, you know, high pressure front roll in, bluebird, a perfect day. The deer was there like almost every night. Sometimes, I think almost every night in daylight he was there up until the day we went back up. And so we headed back up on that really good day because we knew we probably only would have one day with somebody come watch the kids. So we went up there that day, and as we walked in, there was already deer in the brassica plot down the holler and up on the next field. And there was deer off in the distance in the next field, you know, 1,000 yards away. Luckily, there was no deer in the field we were hunting, so we snuck into the blind.
We got into the blind and there were some deer over there in the field in the brassicas. And that's where he was also. And then he just walked into the woods, into the forest.
Yeah, so as soon as we got in here, there's deer in other fields. And he was across the holler in another brassica field. And it's about 400 yards. But luckily, he went down into the woods. And it's so early, I think he still shows up over here. He's probably on his way now. So we just did some musical chairs and we got reset up. So hopefully he pops up over here pretty soon.
Yeah, and that little buck is still looking to the right. Those two little bucks, the one that's over the hill and the one that's up on top of the hill.
See the 10-pointer walking out? He's nice. He's gonna be a freaking giant. He's got the genetics.
Oh yeah, I see.
Thing is gonna be huge. A couple of deer now have been looking back right there. There's another deer coming out way out back.
Where?
Just way out to the right. That means Big Boy's gonna come soon.
The buck looking at us.
It's okay. Just don't move. Just don't move. Get it on his shoulder.
Okay.
Put it right on his shoulder.
I got it.
Wait till he stops. Just pick a hair. Just start squeezing. Just start.
Wait.
Hold on, don't do it yet. Alright, what is it? Whenever he stops, okay? Squeeze.
Hold on, he didn't stop.
Alright, get him.
I don't know if I did.
Yeah, I think he's laying right there. Babe, I think you just got him. Oh yeah, you did. You smoked him. You dropped him in his tracks.
That's good.
Explain what just happened.
Oh, Jesus.
The window.
Well, there's like 100. There's like 50 deer, or like 50 turkeys and 20 deer out. And the window is loud. Too loud. That's why you need whitetail group box buys. It was so loud and creaky we couldn't get the window open for a while. And finally, Bobby finagled it open, and then he walked out, and right where you said he was gonna walk out. And then I just waited till I had him in the crosshairs and had a good shot, and he was stopped, and that was it.
The old smokeless muzzle loader.
And I can't see him anymore, so he must be down, which I feel good about.
Oh, you dropped him. No pain felt.
I know, that's good. It's pretty good. I think we had success, which is good.
Good job, Ash.
Yeah.
So, when the deer came out, I went to start opening the window for her, and I was lifting it up, and every inch I moved it, it was doing that. And there was does looking at us, and another buck looking at us, and I'm like, I said, this is why we have our own blinds. And anyway, I was stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I tied a knot in the string down here, and I shoved it in the crack, and it held it up just enough. Remember, you were about to shoot, and I said, oh, not yet. It was because the scope cap was up against the glass, and I was afraid it was gonna recoil and maybe move the ink.
He didn't just get up, right?
No.
That's not him, right?
No. And so I held that up with one hand, covered my ear with a shoulder, it was insane. So, but she absolutely dropped him at 110 yards with the smokeless muzzleloader. So I'm gonna load it back up, and we're gonna go over there and see what this deer looks like. He looks huge.
Well, after a quick episode of have to prove that he's not still alive, here we are behind him. Unbelievable. Up here on the Monroe 369 near Albia, Iowa, Ash drew the tag this year. That was insane what happened in that blind. We got lucky.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah, we solved the problem. We got the window figured out.
Squeaky window.
Definitely an old mature deer with the big red head. We got one other one in our living room that's got a really pronounced red and gray face like that, called TNT. And I said earlier when I saw him over there, I didn't even see his rack. I could just see his head and I knew it was him. But that is a super unique deer. Super cool, crazy beams and split G2s and long tines. His beams are longer than they look because they wrap in. So, good job. Now the fun begins.
So it was just an epic late season hunt on this farm. We watched some incredible bucks. You know, we shot 3 like management 8-pointers. We had a youth hunter kill one. Toby killed a big heavy management 8, and our friend Tristan killed one the last day. So did some management. We've got like 2 future superstar booners, 4-year-olds for next year for somebody, if somebody purchases this place. We have, and there's a couple other super genetic deer. So this place is in the right direction. There's a pile of deer. You know, there is nothing like having a late season hunt, a good late season hunt up in Iowa. You know, whether you can afford 20 acres or hundreds of acres, you know, a lot of people nowadays are buying ground and they're looking at their overall picture and strategy. And in my opinion, it's a no-brainer for part of that strategy to be having a late season spot in Iowa. And it doesn't matter if you only get to hunt it every 3 years. In a 9-year period, you're gonna have as many giants on your wall in that 9 years as you are elsewhere where you can hunt every season. So this is a special farm, special area. And if anybody's interested in it, you know, you can get on our site to check out some more information, but just always fun to come up to Iowa and hunt late season. If you haven't heard, we have a brand new Discord server. It's the Whitetail Group Discord server. It's basically like a forum style private chat room. There's so much value in there to help you guys and help one another. There's general discussions, there's how-tos, there's so much in there. We've got a video here that breaks it all down, and then there's a link in the description that will show you how to download the Discord and get it in there. But I think once you get in there, you're gonna see a ton of value, and it's just an awesome, no drama place for everybody to communicate and help one another as whitetail deer hunters and land managers. See you in there. Thanks, guys.